Hi, today we're going to talk about online Bible study tools. We're going to talk about a few of them that have cost, and we're going to talk about a couple of them that are free. I'm going to make a few recommendations, so let's get started. Okay, so when it comes to Bible study tools online, there are several options that are out there. I reviewed about 8 different ones, but we're just going to take a look at a couple of them. And some of them are free with upgrade costs, and others are completely free. And then there's one last one, kind of a bonus one I'm going to mention at the end, that takes a completely different approach, but you might find it very useful as a tool both for your own life and maybe even for sharing faith with other people. So let's go ahead and get started. And I want to start with this first one here, which is called Bible Gateway. All right. And Bible Gateway has a free version, but you can see right from the banner on the top, the yellow banner, they would love for you to pay $3.99 a month. You can do that, or else you can pay $39.99 for a whole year, and that gives you access to a whole lot more of what they have there. So basically, you can enter a passage such as Romans 5, verse 1. And it will pull it up in the version. There are many versions available that you could take a look at them at as well. You can click read full chapter. You can see some other comments as well. On the right here, there are some commentaries and study Bibles. Now everything with a plus box is paid for, so there isn't a lot available in the free account here. Encyclopedia of the Bible, the Asbury commentary, the Bible Panorama, Matthew Henry's commentary, Warren Wiersbe's B Bible series, a few dictionaries, Easton's Bible Dictionary, and so on. So there's not a ton of stuff available, but there are a few things available that are there that are helpful. You can also type in a word such as justified, for example, which will give me a variety of references here. And I typed that one in specifically because I know that Romans 5:1 has that word there. But if you typed in the word justify, for example, then you would get a whole different series of verses because it only looks for the exact spelling of that word. Okay, so if you typed in, justification, it doesn't look for it so much as a theme as it does look for the verses, and there are only 3 in the New Testament where it uses the word justification. And so that's fairly it. It's very pared down interface. It is really kind of a simple interface. Not a lot you can do. You can look at parallel translations as well. But, honestly, probably I would rate this among the bottom of my recommended resources. You can definitely do better than this at the cost of 0. So what we'll do is we'll go on to our next one over here. And that next one is going to be called BibleStudyTools.com. So BibleStudyTools.com. And this one here, actually, I'd rate even lower. They really push the plus here. Okay, so when we have a look over here, what we'll find is you can search the Bible, you can search references, Bible study, and pastors. So if I type in Romans 5:1, for example, and press that, then that would bring me up to the passage Romans here. Again, you have numerous Bible translations that you can choose from here. And so here we have that passage. Now what happens here is you've got some other ones below. Gives you a little bit of an exposition here. And then, recommended commentaries, plus. Matthew Henry is free. John Gills is free. And that is about it. You can look at parallel resources, I believe, but again, it's very limited. You'll notice it's not doing it right now, but you'll notice this thing has a whole lot of fun doing pop-ups and really encouraging you to spend some money to do that. So, basic, simple, it'll get you by, but again, you can do much, much better than that. So here are the two higher ones that I would recommend, and I'm going to start here with Bible Hub. BibleHub.com is a great Bible study site. And especially if you maybe are not a pastor, or maybe you don't have significant resources, $0 is good bang for the buck for anything, but you're especially doing well on this one here. So again, you can type in a reference, and it'll pop up right here and will give you automatically a variety of parallel translations here. Gives you a little bit of context, gives you cross references to the same concepts in other places. And then, and again, from the Treasury of Scripture, this one here, cross references. And there's a lot there. Now you can, click on the parallel, you can click on sermons, and there are suggested sermons from a variety of preachers here that you can actually go to. You can look things up topically, even from the verse. So Paul, Romans, places, Romans, specifically Bible themes, some outlines. So there's a lot of jumping around there you can do. Then you can move into Strong's Concordance. And this is basically an exegetical breakdown of the verse itself. So you'll get you'll get the therefore, since we've been justified is all one single word there, and it breaks through every one of these, and it gives you the Strong's Greek number, and it gives you the quick and short Strong's definition as well, and goes right through the whole verse again. Now, if you were to click on the Strong's, then it'll actually take you to Strong's Concordance. It'll give you the part of speech. It will give you the other concordance definitions, the New American Standard, Exhaustive Concordance, and then here you find Thayer's Greek Lexicon. I talked about Thayer's Lexicon, and it gives you a whole very significant breakdown there from Thayer's as well. So there is a lot to work with here in that particular piece. So there's Thayer's, there's Strong's, there's Englishman's Concordance, and back to the summary that we were looking at there before. You can go interlinear. When you look at interlinear, then you can go to interlinear verses, for example, and now again you can put that reference over here, and now you get the interlinear, and so you will have the English, you will have the Greek, you'll have the Latinized spelling of the Greek, and then you get the parts of speech. Aorist participle, it's a passive nominative masculine plural. If you're into some Greek grammar and knowing how words are linking together, that's very helpful for you as well. So we can go right back here to our ESV. Now it's in context. It gives you some maps. It gives you some other information, and you've got access to some commentaries. So you've got Ellicott's commentary. You've got Meyer's New Testament commentary. You've got McLaren's Expositor's Greek New Testament. It's a great book, a great reference. Cambridge Bible for school and colleges. Pulpit commentary. Vincent's Word Studies. Matthew Henry's Barnes Notes on the Bible, another commentary. Like you've really got quite a lot. I know I'm scrolling quickly there, but you've really got quite a lot of information that's available to you on Bible Hub, and I've just scratched the surface. Really, once you get used to the tools, a little bit of a learning curve involved, but once you get used to it, You can find yourself finding cross references very quickly that deal with the same themes. You can find yourself finding some original language study, and again, you've got Thayer's, you've got Strong's. You don't have some of the more up to date ones, or some of the you don't have the NIDNTTE, and you don't have the BDAG and things like that. But those things they're newer resources, they're more thorough, and consequently they cost some money. This is a fabulous, fabulous resource. I know some pastors that use this as a resource. And whether you're a new student of the Word or even a pastor, this can be useful for you, especially if some of these things are things that you don't already have in your library. Great, great point of access there. So we're going to go back over here. I'm going to look at one more, and then our little bonus one. And this one here is called the Blue Letter Bible. So this is what it looks like when you first open it up. It's fairly simple opening interface. And again, you can look up a word, a verse, a topic. So justification, you may be able to look up as a topic here. Now it gives those 3 verses again, but you go over here to dictionaries, and now you got these various dictionaries. You've got Vines here, which is really nice to have as well. And you've got it as a topic. Those earlier websites didn't group things topically well. This will allow you to do that. If you clicked on Easton's on justification, then you get an entire explanation of the concept, of the principle, with some scriptures as well. And so that is really fabulous there. If you typed in on lexicons, then you're looking at Greek words. And again, you could turn around and click on that, and now you find that particular word. And you've got Vine's expository. So here's the outline of biblical usage. Here you got Strong's, you've got Thayer's, and you've got some cross references is there. You could also look at Vine's. If you clicked on view entry here, then you've got Vine's definition. You could put it right in its context and look at the entire piece of Vine's as well. Once you start navigating around with this, okay, and then we've got frequently asked questions, which is interesting. Is our salvation something that we presently experience? What happens when a person is born again? Why did Jesus die on the cross? And so these can be really very helpful. And especially if you're sharing faith with other people, you could send those links to other people. They don't cost anything. So I would, here are your translations, not as many translations as the other ones, but I mean, how many of us use, a bazillion translations anyway? So I'll go to ESV here, and you can click here to change your default Bible. So I could make that my default Bible, and I could go Romans 5:1, for example. So here's where we get Romans 5:1. And you get each verse broken down. You can pull multi-verses up here on the right. There are some devotionals and reading plans and some other things. It's kind of built like a blog page on the right-hand side. And for any one of these, you can click on Tools, and there are those things that we looked at. Now you've got the interlinear, though. You've got your multiple Bible translations, which you can change the order of them. You've got cross-references to these pieces. You have got access to your commentaries, and you got a variety of commentaries. You even have audio and video commentaries. There's a lot here. Of course, your Matthew Henry there. Things like Spurgeon's and Lightfoot's and Torrey's commentaries or things that they've written. You've got access to your dictionaries that, again, are all tied to this specific verse. And then miscellaneous, you've got maps, you've got, graphics, you've got charts that you can look at. This ties in the book of sacrifice in Leviticus, and how that Jesus, of course, it ties in here that Jesus brought justification and not the sacrifice. So it's really fabulous. You can navigate back and forth between chapters and whole books. and you can do a pull down for a quick lookup if you wanted to here. You can format in paragraphs or by verse, and you've got audio versions. You can turn on your red letters. This is a really significant resource, and you might prefer Bible Hub, or you might prefer Blue Letter Bible. But and then you've got, again, right here, you can click on study. You've got all of your study things that are available. There are devotionals, and and of course they have other things that they offer that you can do as well. So all of that said, of all of these things, I would say that either Blue Letter Bible or Bible Hub are just top notch free resources. I don't even think they offer paid accounts, and what they have available greatly surpasses the first two that I showed you. So that's really worth having a look at. And one last one that I am going to show you over here, and it's very unique, it's very different. It's called Bible Project. And now the thing about Bible Project is it's not so much a Bible study tour. And by the way, these guys all have online apps for these things too. But what happens with Bible Project, there are some Bible study things, they're listed that way, but they're very graphic based. So for example, if you look at Abraham and Melchizedek, it gives some information about it and gives some verses and so on and so forth. But the really cool thing is that there is this video, and they do a graphic-based video narration of the story. And then, you can hear it over here, maybe through my microphone. Anyway, I'm just going to pause this up. But the point is that there are so many, these are the Bible studies, and those are fairly new, but you have a variety of things, how to read the Bible, and it even gives you videos on how to read the Bible and how to cover those things. You can look at themes or word studies. For example, if you call up word studies, you would have variety. So in the Advent series, for example, there are 4 episodes. So it looks up 4 specific words. These words, Yachal, Shalom, Agape, and Kara, and gives a breakdown of the meaning of those words and how they're used in Scripture and how they are relevant to us. Because these are kind of graphically narrated in this way, they're very engaging, very entertaining. They really keep your attention. And these are great, especially if you're wanting to share faith with people or people who are newer to the faith. These are great tools to really help move them forward. Now, if you're a pastor, you will enjoy these. You might even get ideas from these. You might even use them. But you're going to want to go deeper than that. And if you're at a free resources point, then again, Blue Letter Bible and Bible Hub are your go-to places. And when you go beyond that, then you're looking into software. When we're looking into software, we're looking at various price points, and you can pay, anywhere from $49 to $10,000 for content in Bible study software, depending on how crazy you really want to go. But that being said, that's something we're going to look at perhaps at another time. But take a look at these tools online and familiarize yourself with them. You may find them to be a tremendously helpful resource for you as you get used to using these tools. So I hope that's helpful to you, and hope you enjoyed this time, and we'll see you next time on our Thinking Through Theologically. If you enjoyed this, like it, share it, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.